Welcome to a special episode of the MC Knitting Adventures podcast. My name's Colleen.
And my name's May.
Our special episode takes us to Ziraldo Alpacas, and that's in Thorndale.
And we've talked about that before. We've been there before, and we've put on, I don't know what episode it was, but it was one of our other episodes. We went to Thorndale, which isn't too far from where we live now.
No, not at all. And so when we had been there, Debbie, one of the owners, had said, we do these workshops. And of course, I like to learn. So I went, yes, I want to come to a workshop. So the workshop does dryer balls, so felted dryer balls, and it also does felted soap. It's a great afternoon, so if anybody gets an opportunity to go out to Ziraldo, Alpacas, and Thorndale and do that, we would recommend it. So May came along as our
camera person, so I just videotaped the whole workshop, which was nice. The people there said it was okay, and Debbie said it was okay. It was a wonderful day, and we had fun, and you had fun. But so this is not a tutorial. I got little bits and pieces. If you want to know, you have to go to the workshop. But
Absolutely.
It gives you a great idea of what really the day was like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we'll show you what we started with, and then we'll show our video, and then at the end we'll show the finished product.
Now, before we start, Colleen, I don't want to interrupt you, but you know, the dryer balls, if everybody knows what they're for, does everybody know what a dryer ball is for, usually? Is that a
Lots
common
of people
thing?
do, but not everybody does.
Oh, okay. So what is it, these dryer balls, they just, you'll see on the, when we put the video in, and you put them in the dryer, and it's to use that instead of using your fabric softener.
Yeah.
It's cheaper, I think, in the long run.
Yeah.
So
Better for the environment.
Better for the environment. They don't do static, from what she said. I don't know if she says that in the video,
Right.
but they don't help with static.
Okay.
I don't know if you know that or not. And what she had said in the workshop was you put in crumple up a piece of tin foil, and you throw that in with the dryer balls, and it does the exact same thing as what a fabric softener would do.
Wow.
We use them all the time.
The dryer balls we do, and usually there's 3, and it bounces around. And one thing Debbie said, it was great if you have a down coat and you've washed it and you want to fluff it back up.
Yeah.
These felted dryer balls will kind of bounce around and help it be back to the way it was before you washed it.
So what a fun day. So are we ready for the video? And
Not quite yet. I just want to show what we started with. So
right.
This is what we start. So you start with 3 of these. So this is sheep's wool that has been dyed, and Debbie gets it from another company. So there were 3. You got to pick your colors. And so then she went through the process of showing you how to felt this. She had little extra bits. We ended up buying some. Here's 3 of the colors. It comes in a package of 6. And so you use this extra with the dryer balls just to make little designs and do all kinds of fun things. So that's that piece. Now what she uses, lots of times when people are felting, it's just 1 needle. But Debbie has these amazing things, and they have 5 needles in them. And what I like also about them is they lock and unlock. Now, I'm not going to show you how to do this because then I'm going to wreck the wool right there. But these are amazing. And you just kind of, I'm not going to do this because I'll hurt myself, but you tap, 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 and you do the felting. So I bought 1 for myself and 1 for May.
I didn't get an opportunity to do, I'm not going to do it in case I felt it, but I didn't get an opportunity to do that. So I'm looking forward to doing it at home where I can see. She didn't do that much. She just went like that and it seemed to stay.
Yeah. It was amazing.
Yeah, so that's like that, and she said something about a 90-degree angle or whatever,
Yes.
so you don't get hurt.
Exactly.
But thank you. I think we'll try that at home, and then we'll put another video on of how we're going to do that at home.
Perfect.
See if we can remember. See how good of students we were.
Yes. Now, we don't have any the other part of the workshop was felted soap. And what she used for that was she used some alpaca around the soap, first of all, and then we used just some sheep's wool to do a little bit of color and add a little thing to it. But we don't have any extra of that. So you got to choose it's a natural soap that she has. Oh my gosh, they smell so good. And so you felted soap as well. The other thing that we got a chance to do at this workshop is we got a chance to go out and see the alpacas. It was a crazy day at the end of March when we went. It was snowing. And it was
freezing cold.
And oh my goodness. And yet the alpacas were out.
They were happy. You see the little one bouncing around. I only got a few videos because it was all over. People were scared. But it was so cute, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was just this tiny little thing, and it was like bouncing like a little I don't know,
Exactly.
bunny out there, but it was cute.
It was cute.
It was a wonderful day, good experience. And
Exactly.
apparently they do this in homes too, where you could go to different homes and do little workshops and stuff. I know Debbie doesn't do that, but I know people that have gone a bunch of friends together, and they've felted some dryer balls and some soap.
Yes.
And it's a nice gift for people.
Yep, exactly. And Debbie has all the accessory things that you need to do if you don't have something like this to felt, or if you don't have the wool that you need, then she has that.
Now,
out
do they
in her
call
farm.
this wool, or is this, what is fiber? Is this this fiber? Or no?
Technically it's roving.
Oh, okay.
Yep, it is fiber. It's sheep's wool.
Yeah.
And they've just colored it, but the colors are beautiful that are available.
Thank you for all those sheep out there.
Yeah, exactly. So these are the rough materials that we used, and so now we're going to show you our video, and then when we come back, we're going to show you the finished products.
And just, they can be all the same color, all different colors, whatever you want. Now when you're trying to rip your roving, if your hands are really close together, you almost can't do it. But if you hold your hands a little further apart, it comes apart really easy. That's because of the length of the fibers. I don't know how long these fibers would be, but if you keep your hands further apart, it works better. Okay, so just relax and have fun. Don't worry about anything, okay? It'll all work out. And even if your balls look like ridiculous at the end or too big or something, it's quite amazing. They really do turn out pretty nice, so don't worry. So I just wrap it around my hand. This is like if you had a bit of string, and you were starting to wind a little ball of string or yarn. And so I just kind of make a little bow tie. Now you will start to learn, you can exert a certain amount of pressure on this, but if you pull too hard, it'll come apart. But that's okay. You can incorporate a small piece in. So there's a safety lock on here, and this thing is a safety guard. So I just unlocked it. So now it's going to felt. Now I just do this, and you only need to do it about that much, and that's just. This is my way that I've developed over many years, and that just holds it in place while you figure out what your next strip is going to be, because if you set it down, it would just go poof, and it would be all out again, so it just holds it. So then I usually go kind of the middle way again. So our idea is we're going to shape it into a ball. So then I go the other way. And this is really clean white fiber. Some of it's pretty full of vegetation. So even though it's all been washed, gone through the mill many times, some of the animals' food, like their hay and their straw and that, are going to be in it. So I'm just working my way around, trying to eventually make this into a ball. And you want to do it as tight as you can, but it is a little tricky, especially when you've never done it before. Okay, near the end, just what I do is I try to just tease this out a little bit over the sides so I don't have a big ridge there. So the dryer balls should last you between 2 and 5 years, depending on your usage. They're really great for down jackets. So you wash your down jacket and then you put it in the dryer with your dryer balls, and it does a great job. So I'm just tidying up. And you should try to go into your ball the best you can at a 90-degree angle. Because if you start going in at 45 angles, you're going to break the needles. And I won't get mad at you, and it happens. It happens. But it's better if it doesn't happen. So I'm just saying, just try, to stay at a 90-degree angle. I'm going a bit at an angle there, but I'm not twisting it or anything. So once in a while, like, it's just weird, like, bam, like, you don't even know why it happened, and some bust, and there. So this is pretty good. There. So you can open up your thing, rip it into strips. then on the end, you have to, I found out if you put a white tie, it'll come undone. And you don't want your balls to come out of these in the washing machine. If they come out early on in the felting process, they're like wrecked, which is terrible. But if it comes out later, it's not as much of a deal because they'll already be partly felted. So just put a twist tie on here, good and tight. So after this, I'm going to put them in the wash, and then we can go on tour to go visit the animals. we felt alpaca fiber, and then we decorate with a little bit of colored wool. Hands are dry. It's a good idea to get it ready. So I'll be doing mine in like a brownish fawn color, and then I'll be putting this on for decoration. And so it's good to have it ready, because otherwise when your hands are wet it just doesn't work very well. So we have about 4 different kinds of fiber that we can use. It's all alpaca. So this one is a mixture of animal like Bella Carmella and a white alpaca. So it's kind of like butterscotch ripple or something like that, you know, something like that. So this one was done out in New Brunswick. They put them in these bumps. The lady who does it at Rodney, you just get it in a big bag. So I don't want to like work it too much, because I want to add in my color. And if I start really rubbing this and working, it's going to get to the point where it won't accept this color, because you will have felted it too much. I'm just rubbing it so that it gets to the point where your piece of color isn't like moving around a whole lot, like it seems to be hanging together. And if you do a lot of these, you want to get good Ziploc bags. If you're only going to do a couple, you can buy them at the dollar store. Here, you try not to get too much soap on the outside of your bag. You also try to not have a whole lot of air in there, because you want to have pretty good contact. Anyhow, that's what it looks like. Nice.
Well, we hope you enjoyed that video. We had a lot of fun making it, and May is so good about splicing things together, because it was an entire afternoon that we spent out with Debbie and all our other classmates. It was a lot of fun. So let's show you first of all the finished part of the dryer balls. So May, if you'll hold up the finished one and what it started with.
Okay, this is what it started with, and this is how it ends up when you felt after felting.
And the trick is, you obviously want to try and make it like a globe,
right.
Is what you do. I think it will felt a little, it'll get a little bit smaller once we've used them. We haven't used them because we wanted to show them to you first.
Now Deb sells them, and hers were a little bit smaller. I'm not sure why, but maybe she used less of this when she was selling them, but that's how they turned out.
And it's a great package. So as I said, if you don't feel like doing the class, you can go out and buy those. They would be a great present for somebody. So then we had a little bit of fun. Well, what a surprise. Here come 2 purple things. So, I don't know. It just happens. So this is one where I made a little heart on it. And I love the color of purple. It was a nice deep purple.
That's on the video. That looked good how you did that. That was great, yeah.
And then this one was just a single strand that we rolled around and around and around. So it started there, all the way around, and then there it ended up.
And there you go. There you have our dryer balls, and that'll be great for when we throw in. But, you know, we don't normally put a piece of tin foil in, but that's a good tip.
It is a great tip.
So we'll do that when we do our laundry.
Perfect.
Nice.
So that's those. Now, the other thing that we did...
If I could juggle, I would juggle.
It's a whole other episode, I'm just saying.
It's our circus episode.
All right, so then we did soaps. So we have two. Now this starts off with this lovely beige alpaca. Okay, and you wrap it around the soap. You will have seen it. And then we just added a nice orange color. And it is beautiful.
Beautiful.
I know. It's
just
so
nice.
good.
And I have one of these. We bought one of these at a show or somewhere. One of the yarn stores we were in. We bought
You know
them.
what? It was a Christmas present for you.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well,
maybe Santa. It might have been Santa.
I don't know where you bought it. Do you know where you bought it?
Yeah, I did. I was out
okay.
at Debbie's when you were
were you?
there.
Oh. The things you learn on this podcast, I love it.
There we go.
And I use mine all the time. It's awesome.
It's a little bit
yeah.
like an exfoliator,
Yeah.
kind of, but it's not rough. So
Mine is
it's-
lavender. I got the lavender
Yeah.
one, which was good. But it's great to know that you did that.
I know.
You know, I think
Lots
we
of
should
fun.
start up a little store and sell this stuff.
You never know.
I like that idea.
And then here's the other one that we did. So this, once again, is a different color of alpaca, and then we just put a little purple. The reason why we did the colors we did was because of what scents. This is the lavender one, which should smell like the one you have.
Yeah, that's nice.
Now, do you like using it?
I do.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I do.
I'm glad you do.
Yeah, it's just different to get used to because
Yeah.
you're not used to having that, sheep's fur on you. When you're washing yourself in the
Well,
morning.
alpaca's a little softer, so it's okay.
Great soap that she uses too.
It is.
And
It smells amazing.
Nice. But even so, you could wrap them up and put them in your drawer. Or you
Exactly.
put it in with your knitting.
Yep.
And it makes your knitting smell really nice.
Absolutely.
There you go. It was
Very
a great
nice.
day.
We
Hope you
did.
learned a little bit from that video.
Yeah. We
Maybe
had a wonderful
inspired
time.
you to go and do this kind of thing.
So thank you for coming and watching our episode. We're glad that you're here. Please hit the like button, give us a comment down below. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe because we like to be able to do this for you. So we appreciate you coming back. And until next time,
You take care.